Welcome to this fourth quarter Soundbites. This is a brief overview of what we see on our longer and shorter term trend data here at Travelers. Our larger firms over the last 6 years. In terms of work area trends, dispute resolution consistently generates the largest share of notifications at around 30%. Real estate or commercial conveyancing has been in second place over the same period, trending down to around 15% recently, but with a more recent uptick in the 2021 year to 20%. In terms of errors, retainer management issues, we're seeing missed time limits, failures to follow instructions, mistakes often due to lapses or trips and slips in handling of the matter. These tend to fluctuate at around 40% of notifications, similar to the level of advice failure. Drafting has remained pretty stable at around 20%, and dishonesty-based claims are also steady over this time at 2% or so. One area of focus for us recently has been lockdown and whether this has changed the notification profile. If we compare errors occurring in the last 18 months from the March 2020 lockdown with the preceding 18 months, we see marked increases in dispute resolution notifications involving retainer issues, in particular those slips and trips I mentioned earlier and the missed time limits, and also advice issues. A wide range of advice failures, accounting for 15% or so of all alleged acts during COVID. Also, we've seen an uptick in dishonesty, largely cyber-related and albeit from a low base. So that's some of our larger law firm experience. If we look at medium-sized and smaller firms, in terms of work areas, residential property consistently generates most notifications, between 30 and 35%. Wills, trust and probate, and real estate fluctuate around the 15% mark, and commercial litigation is trending down from 15% to just under 10%. In terms of errors, a stable picture. Retainer management around 50%, advice in the mid-30s, drafting 10%, and dishonesty at around 2%. Looking again at lockdown, using that alleged act data to compare the 18 months from March 2020 with the preceding period, we're seeing marked increases in retainer management issues in both residential property and litigation. What's on our radar? We're looking out for property and real estate matters. They're on the rise. We expect further notifications to crystallize into 2022, especially due to COVID, lockdown, and also SDLT issues, and also the greater latency of errors in these work areas. They tend to take longer to feed through. Another factor here is the economy. Uncertainties around the impact of COVID and the removal of government financial support, and also economic turbulence driving notifications, especially in property-related matters. Cyber and fraud, a big issue. Again, we expect more of this into 2022, given the heightened reliance on IT due to remote and hybrid working, and the potentially greater vulnerability to firms to fight cyber threats when people are operating away from the safety of the office environment. A mix here of technological and human factors. And then notifications around retainer management in general, in particular missed time limits, due again to the impact of COVID on, for example, the courts and within firms with remote working. Issues here around staff supervision, heavy workloads, issues around the way in which people are supported, the management of the retainer, and the quality of firm supporting infrastructure. So a taster of what we've seen to date and what we may see in the course of 2022 and beyond.